Hey goddess babes, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shonda and today we are going to jump right into it with getting ready for the hot girl spring and summer but thick thigh edition. Okay, so if you're interested in seeing what I do on a daily to make sure I keep all these curves smelling nice and fresh so that my confidence level will be through the roof, then make sure you keep on watching. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe with that bell notification so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. If you're interested in beauty, fashion, lifestyle tips and tricks for us curvier girls, then make sure you hit that subscribe and that notification. And without further ado, let's just jump right into the video. Okay, beauty, so gorgeous girls, do not gatekeep. Let me give you my own twist on how I try to make sure that not only am I looking good with all these fashion hauls, but also that I smell good, because when you smell good and you look good, can't nobody tell you anything. Okay, I actually am outside in the heat a lot, especially when it's spring and summer. Once that heat kicks in, girl, I got to make sure that I'm able to keep myself together, because not only am I working in the heat a lot of times outside, but I am in close proximity with clients and coworkers all throughout the day. And your girl works probably a good 10, 11 hours a day most days. So with that being said, I got to make sure that the curves stay fresh. And so these are my personal opinions. These are my personal recommendations, things that work for me. So don't come for me in the comments when you see something that you may not agree with. It's worked for me, and that's the only reason why I'm sharing with you. But I am definitely not a professional doctor, anything like that. So that is my disclaimer. These are my personal recommendations. This video is not sponsored. These are just some things that I personally use that have helped me. So let's jump into the first thing. Start with the basics. I look at smelling fresh and being fresh throughout the summer and spring all year long, but especially important when the weather gets warmer. I look at it as layers. So you have the base layer, which is your body, which is your skin, which is what you put in your body, because of course that's what comes out. And so that's the first layer. And then of course you have the clothing that you put on. So if your base layer smells great, but your clothing doesn't, then that's going to negate your efforts. But then also what you put on top of the clothing as well. So you kind of have three layers. It's like layering your scents. Everything is about layers to bring everything together. And so of course, before we jump into the scents, we got to make sure we take care of the scents coming from inside our bodies first. So drink a lot of water. I won't spend a whole lot of time on this. Drink a lot of water. Water. Everybody says that. Water. Okay. So water with lemon, definitely recommend. Eat a lot of fruit. Eat a lot of vegetables, fruit, especially pineapple, things like that. That's my favorite fruit, but it also helps in certain areas of the body, if you know what I mean. But again, eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. And then also you want to make sure that you take any probiotics that you can incorporate into your lifestyle when you're eating and taking supplements. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on that part, but don't forget those things, because those again are going to help with what comes out of your pores, out of your body as far as the scents, because you are and you smell like what you eat a lot of times. So again, just making sure smoothies, that's something that's really good this time of year, especially because it's hot. You just want something quick and on the go, and it helps keep you cool. So and it also gives you the fruit and vegetables included in that as well. And then also, if you can try to reduce or eliminate like the fried foods, if you have the fried, especially if you are around the fried food, or if you do the fried food yourself, you don't realize a lot of times that gets into your clothes, the smell of it, into your hair, into your skin. So rather than walking around trying to cover up the scent of fried food, fried chicken and fish and things like that, if you try to limit that, that will definitely help. I love fried fish. I don't eat chicken, beef, pork, things like that anymore. It's been years since I've eaten that stuff. But fish, of course, I love fried fish. But again, try to eliminate or reduce the fried as much as you can, and that will help you help you smell good from the inside out. Of course, washing your hair gives off a scent. So I of course have braids a lot of times in the summer and spring. I'll rock the braids, but I also do wigs. So just make sure your hair doesn't carry any unpleasant scents such as smoke or grease or just different scents, because that's gonna be carried throughout wherever you go. And so making sure your hair smells fresh with shampoo, conditioner, things like that. Again, starting from head to toe. I won't spend a lot of time on that because I can do a whole different routine on hair for natural, because I am a natural beauty. So if you want to see that type of video, make sure you let me know in the comments. But once you get past the hair, depending on how you wear your hair, then what's the next first kind of important thing to me is this. What's coming out of there? Okay, if you got smells coming out of your mouth that's not pleasant, then that's gonna make you feel some type of way. It definitely will impact your confidence, but then also it's gonna make it hard for others around you. So of course, brushing your teeth, everybody has their different preferences. One thing I have found personally that I love and I use all the time is a specific type of mouthwash. Rather than just using the Listerine, Listerine to me is okay. But what I switched to, and I've been using for quite a while, and I love it because it helps to make sure that I don't have to worry about it throughout the day, because again, I'm talking to people all day long in close proximity, and I don't want them to feel some type of way because my breath is kicking, especially depending on what I have for lunch. So I use the Smart Mouth Original Bad Breath Prevention mouthwash. This is 24 hours. This says that it's for all day confidence, because I can agree, it definitely does, especially when you use it morning and night. So if you use it at night, it helps to where you don't have to worry about morning breath the next day. So it is a little easier on the boo. But again, definitely love this. It does say it's dentist recommended. And it also is safe for people with diabetes. And it comes with the cap, so you can use the cap. You don't want to use this as a travel because the way this works, it has two different sides. So it has the, it's zinc activated, it says, but basically it has two different solutions. So there's one in each side of here, and then they both have their own spout. And when you pour it out, then they mix together, and that's what helps to create a much better mouthwash, in my opinion. It's what I love. So, but yeah, if you are traveling, because I do take this when I go on vacation and take it with me, they have a travel pack that you can buy on the website. I'll have to see if I can find it on Amazon. I'll link it in the description box, but they give you two different bottles so that you basically just take and mix them together and not mix the solution in advance. You don't want the solution to mix in advance because it kind of just dilutes or kills the effects. That's why they have it separate in the bottle. So moving right on to the next thing on our list of hygiene items. Now, of course, oral hygiene, of course, you got the mouthwash, use your toothbrush, toothpaste, do what you got to do. But if you're not flossing, then you're missing out on something huge that could definitely help make sure that you have the smells together. Because anytime I feel like I've not done what I needed to do when it comes to flossing, then I make sure and go back and take care of that. Then it helps so much. So I use the Scope Outlast floss sticks. You can grab these pretty much anywhere. Because my teeth are so close together, it's hard for me to use the string. So I love the floss picks, and they really get the job done. And of course, again, it's going to be necessary for you to not just brush your teeth. Make sure you brush your tongue. Make sure you floss with the floss picks and use the mouthwash that I recommend. You'll probably be super happy. But at least if you don't like the recommendations that I have, do something that you need, or find what you like, but still make sure you don't forget to floss. Now, of course, I hope most of us shower on a daily basis, preferably twice a day. I don't want to be redundant with things that you already do. How you do those things is where it could make a big difference, and how fresh you feel, fresh you smell to others, and how long that freshness lasts throughout the day. So it's about to be hot, and we want to make sure we look good and smell good. So really, there's a two-step process when it comes to washing that I recommend and I use. First step of that shower routine is, for me, is going to consist of the Neutrogena Rainbath. I came back to this because I love the scent, and it to me is not as harsh. Now, I know a lot of people recommend the Dr. Bronner's. For me, it was a little bit felt too squeaky clean afterwards. Moving right along to the next step. So part 2 of my shower routine is going to include Dove. This is the OG for most people. If you haven't used Dove, highly recommend. It is definitely Really good for your skin. It helps to give you that moisture back. Once you do step one, it's gonna actually put that moisture back in and also give you that base like scent. So again, when I talk about layers, one of the layers of your scent and your smell is gonna come from your soap. To me, the Dove has a nice lasting scent and it's a nice soft scent. So usually it's not too overpowering, depending on which scent that you get. For me, I've been loving the Pampering, Shea Butter, and Vanilla. So this one is so funny because my husband's like, yeah, you need to keep getting that one because it's a nice soft scent. I don't really like a lot of perfumey type scents, and this one is just perfect. It makes you smell nice and fresh before you even add anything else to your layers, and so this is a great start. So for me, it's really important is a body scrub. So one of my favorite go-to body scrubs, you probably heard of it already, is the Tree Hut body scrub. I specifically, in this bottle, I'm gonna have to get some more because this is about out, but that just shows you I actually use these things. So I am a big fan of the Desert Haze scent. It gives you that pleasant, beautiful scent, that sexy, romantic smell, but without being too overpowering, depending on what your preferences are. It's so funny because whenever I use this, and when I first switched to this particular scent, my kids were like, Mom, you smell rich. You smell like rich women do whenever they come through the drive-through line at work or anything like that. So again, adding that as another layer of my shower routine, not only does it exfoliate my skin to make my skin feel so nice and soft, but also gives it that shine and that polish. But then it also, again, adds to the smell, the scent that I give off before I even add anything else on top of it. So let's move on to the next step. Okay, so sensitive topic alert. What you do with the hair on your body really makes a difference. So if you let the hair grow, the hair is just gonna naturally contain some of the bacteria and scents that we're trying to get rid of. So because of that, I personally am a huge fan of the Brazilian, okay? We have the fupa, and the fupa gets in the way. I'ma just keep it real. The fupa makes it hard to be able to get in the nitty gritty details and cracks that we need to be able to make sure all the hair is nice and gone. So for me, I'd rather just go ahead and get it waxed off and not have to worry about it, especially because it takes care of the front and the back, and the less hair that you have down there, the easier it is to be fresh and clean, and it feels better. Others will appreciate it, if you know what I mean. Yes, it hurts at first, but again, eventually you get used to it, and usually it takes 20 minutes or it's over. So not only the Brazilian, but the vajacial. Again, this is about being feminine, confident, smelling good, looking good. So when you get everything looking good, the vajacial just helps to really set it off and make sure everything is just how you want to be. And I promise you, it will make such a huge difference in how you feel about yourself. When you feel good, you emanate, like you radiate these vibes that if you're single and you're looking for someone, then you'll probably be so surprised with how much you just naturally put off as far as the energy and the vibes. When you feel good and smell good, the other people that you would be interested in are also going to be interested in you because there's going to be something different. So vajacial, Brazilian, take care of the girl downstairs, okay? She is worth it and she deserves it. So, okay. Now we're about to get probably a little controversial, maybe not, but I would not be me and I would not be fair to you guys if I didn't put you onto a secret, okay? Because a lot of people don't talk about this. A lot of people have different opinions, but honestly, for me, I enjoy this next item so much because it does what it needs to be done. Sometimes it don't matter what you do. Sometimes there's just certain times in the month that comes with being a woman that you can't avoid or you don't want to, because then that means that something else is about to take place, and we don't want that sometimes. So with that being the case, sometimes you just need a little help keeping it together. And I know certain people have their opinions on what should go in and out or not go in inside that area down there, but I'm gonna tell you, this next thing is just So helpful, and I researched it a lot before I actually tried it myself. It was highly recommended. I definitely encourage you to do your own research, because before you put anything in your body, definitely do your own research. Nothing else, make sure that is your biggest takeaway. Research anything that I recommend before you take it into your own routine. But PhD. So this is Boric Acid Vaginal Suppositories. So it says doctor recommended for vaginal odor. Before I even start talking about this, if you are experiencing any types of odors, anything, of course, it goes without being said, make sure that you go get checked out. And especially if it's not your normal, what you're used to, again, we have that time of the month, and that just brings other things along with it. Now, of course, our bodies are naturally going to clean itself out. And I do recognize I'm 40 years old, so I know that my body does its thing to clean itself out. But there are times when I just want an extra little freshness, and this is where that comes in. So again, it is doctor recommended. I'll put it on hopefully you can see here. I hope that shows up, but you can find this typically in Target or I think Walmart. I'll put the link, of course, in the description box. But the way the boric acid works with your vaginal pH, it actually balances things out to where it pretty much eliminates any scent. Okay, and I don't recommend you do it every single day. This isn't something I'm saying to take into your daily habit, but for me personally, when it is that time of the month, again, I am all around people all the time, and my nose sensitivity versus some other people's nose sensitivity are two different things. And I don't want to take any chance of someone smelling anything while I'm out and about, especially when it's that time of the month. So I will use these. I already know the copper penny smell, but what this does is take away all the copper penny smell, okay? And it just gives you that extra boost of confidence. Of course, you want to do your natural thing that you usually would do to make sure that you have your hygiene products for that time of the month. This just helps to take away the scent that comes along with the natural things that our body does. Again, it's flushing itself out. So while that's flushing out, is helpful where it doesn't have a scent. So for me, I usually only use this when it's that time of the month, and then right after, just to kind of give a little bit of a quicker boost to get everything freshened out the way. If you have any issues with that and you want to feel more confident and comfortable, highly recommend the PhD Boric Acid Vaginal Suppositories. And again, it is doctor recommended. It's been around for a really long time. It's been tried and true. There's a ton of recommendations and reviews about it online, so definitely recommend, again, to keep the girl together, okay? Because again, we don't need any smells coming from anywhere any time of the month, okay? And then of course, once you've done all your cleaning, getting everything all nice and fresh and clean, there are certain things that just naturally take place throughout the day when you go to the restroom. You got to clean everything off. But I forgot, I think I have it in the car because I keep mine with me as I go throughout the day. But cleaning wipes. So you definitely want to make sure that as you're doing things that we naturally do as people, you want to make sure that you clean behind that as best as you possibly can to extend the cleanliness, because there's no point in doing all this work to try to get clean and fresh at the beginning of the day, and then as soon as you use the bathroom or whatever the case may be, then you lose all the freshness. You can still be fresh after using the bathroom. They have things for that. My recommendation I love is the honey pot wipes. I definitely recommend, but there are others. I try to stay away from the Summer's Eve type things like that. To each their own, but I've heard so many people say how bad those are for you. I try to lean towards natural products and certain things when I can. So honey pot to me has been really good. So definitely check that out. Now let's talk about what you put on your body, because we washed our body, we putting good stuff in our body. Now let's talk about what we put on our body. So the first thing I really enjoy and have used since I think last year, because I was really looking for something a little bit better than my standard deodorant, the Lume brand. So you might have already heard of this brand, but I tried them out, and last year they were saving grace for me, okay? Again, it gets really hot when I do my job on a daily basis, especially deep into the summer. If you have ever been to South Carolina in August, then you will know what I mean. And then not only is it hot, the humidity is what really makes it almost unbearable. And I can't not sweat. I'm a regular person and I am gonna sweat. My goal is to not stink when I sweat, okay? And so the Lume deodorant has been huge with helping to keep me from smelling like anything. So once I started, this is actually the warm vanilla scent. I tried the orange scent. I didn't like it as much, and they have an unscented. I will say this is a natural deodorant, so it is aluminum free, baking soda free, and naturally scented. It's a whole body deodorant, and it is really just a deodorant. It is not an antiperspirant. So what that means is you are going to still sweat, but when you sweat, you won't smell. It has a little bit of that fragrance when you first apply it, but once it absorbs into your skin, there's no more smell, there's no more stink, there's no more anything. This you just apply like a lotion. So you can put this, what I like to do is I'll put it in between the thighs and along the corners, because again, it's for feet, pits, and privates. And so along the corners of the inner corners of my thighs, I'll just kind of rub it under the fupa, all that good stuff, just to make sure. And then under the butt cheeks and things like that. Just so I can make sure I hit all the spots that are typically gonna have some type of sweating. If I hate to be gross, but it is what it is. You watching this video, you probably can relate. And if you can't relate, don't judge us, okay? This is just part of our natural curves and beauty, okay? This to me is definitely a essential for spring and summer to incorporate if you don't want to have a smell. I have heard Native is a natural deodorant that a lot of people also recommend. So if you don't like the Lume scent, or if you want to try something else, Native is another recommendation that I've heard really good things about. And then of course, as I mentioned, because it's not an antiperspirant, I do use the Dove dry spray. I know it's probably not the best thing to use the aerosol sprays, but it just does what needs to be done. And again, with what I do for a living, I don't want to have sweat dripping and things like that. That's gross. So even though I don't smell, I don't want to look like a hot, sweaty mess either. So I love the Dove dry spray. And this is the powder soft. This is one of my favorite scents. They also have a pomegranate scent that I really enjoy as well. But I've been going for more softer scents here recently. And so this is the spray that I'll use. So I'll put my deodorant, the deodorant, the Lume on, and then I'll go behind it with the spray. So that way, as my body heats up, then even though the Lume doesn't give a scent, whenever there is a scent and I'm trying to stay dry, the Dove scent is what actually comes off and people smell that. So hopefully that helps. If you are super sweaty, sorry, I'm pretty sweaty, but I don't have really bad sweat issues. But this has definitely been a game changer for me starting last year, because I was so much more confident throughout the entire day whenever I use the Lume plus this, and of course my typical routines of everything else. And yeah, your girl was good, okay? Next up, with the topic of putting things on your body. So we already got the deodorant taken care of. My next step, of course, feeling soft, but also adding another little subtle layer of scent, is going to include body oils and body butters. So for the longest, I've always been a big fan of Body Shop body butters and body oils. They have very good, clean oils and butters that are not too overpowering, but the way they make your skin feel so soft and supple, I just absolutely love. I also recently found a brand that I fell in love with, and I love because it's a Black-owned brand. I met the owner. She is such a beautiful, sweet person. And trying some of their body oils and body butters, I absolutely have fell in love, and this has been my go-to here recently. Be Rich body butters. You can find them on Instagram. I'll try to also include the link. This is not sponsored again by them, but it's just something that I just highly recommend. It's a whipped body butter. It's all natural. She makes it herself, so she knows what she's doing, okay? But a little goes a long way. After I get out the shower, this is probably the first step I do next. I try to do this while my skin is still damp, but I will take the body butter, and you can see it's like this whipped, oh, it feels so good. I got too much, but it's okay. I'll just go ahead and put it on. But it's this beautiful whipped body butter that just feels so good and soft. And this is the milk and honey. I'm getting it on the jar. This is the milk and honey version. So they all have very soft scents. This one is the milk and honey. Let me rub that together. Actually, what I do is I'll take a little bit of the body butter and then My two favorite oils are the rose oil and the tropical island. I'll put it in the description box, but the rose oil, I'll take the oil, I'm making a mess. I'll take the rose gold oil or the tropical island or island girl oil, and I'll just take a little bit of that. And then I'll mix the two together to apply to my skin. And it's, like I said, all natural, and I love because it doesn't leave your skin feeling all like greasy or anything. It does a really nice job of absorbing into the skin. So you can kind of see there, it gives you that nice shine, and it smells so good. Oh my gosh. The milk and honey and the rose gold combo is just, but then my other favorite, probably even more than the milk and honey, is the baby powder. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Personally, I just love the smell fresh and clean and not really overpowered with a lot of like perfumey scents. And I wear perfume, but I'm really picky about it because I don't want to be overpowered. It took me a while to like perfume. So when you add this to the base to your skin and then put your perfume and every other scent on, combination is just, you'll thank me later. So I definitely highly recommend. Before I switched to that brand, my other go-to was the Body Shop body butter, also the body gel, the body oil gel. So Vaseline makes a version, but this version is just the Walmart brand because it works just as well. And it's the Equate Moisture Care Cocoa Divine. So there's a cocoa butter version of the Vaseline body oil gel. The Equate version to me works just the same. I can't really tell the difference, and they both smell really good. So definitely recommend using that if you just want to pick something up locally, since you have to order the other products online. But highly recommend using that along with your body butters, and you'll feel good, smell good, and feel confident. Okay, so I noticed a lot of people don't really talk about this next step, but included with the hygiene and smelling great videos that I've seen. But to me, it's just as important as everything else, because again, once you got everything layered on your skin, then you got to put on clothes, and how those clothes smell is going to be a big important factor. So for me personally, I love combining the Tide pods. You can do Gain pods, whatever the case may be. I use the pods, the Tide 3-in-1, and this is in the original scent. So I'm a huge fan of this. And then I also combine it with the scent beads. If you don't use scent beads, you definitely need to start. So this is the Downy Unstoppables. It makes your clothes feel good, but I think for me personally, this just leaves the longest lasting fresh scent in your clothes. And something about the combination to me together is just, it's a really nice soft scent, but it almost makes me feel like a baby scent when I combine these two together. I don't know, for me, my clothes never really smell as fresh as they do since I've added this combination together. So again, highly recommend. If you don't like this scent, this is the lavender, which it's called Lush, but I think it's a lavender scent. And it smells so good. It gives it that boost that you need with your clothes, and it smells really good. Okay, so now that you got your skin feeling good, smelling good, you got your clothes smelling good, feeling good, now of course you can add the final layer, which is going to be the scents, the perfume. So I like to combine body spray as well as the perfume to try to give it what needs to be given, but not being too overpowering. If I use just the body spray sometimes, just so I can not overpower my clients. Some people are very sensitive to perfume, so a body spray helps if you're just going to be in the office or doing something like that where you don't want too much scent. But I like to still use the body spray on my skin and my clothes. But then also I'll try to either combine it with a different smell for a perfume or the same, just to give it a little extra layer. So one of my favorites is the Ariana Grande Cloud scent. I love this one. This is one that when I wear, now keep in mind, I work around a lot of guys. Like, I am one of very few women in my profession, and so I work around a lot of guys, but when I wear this and I walk by, they're like, oh my gosh, you smell so good. I get complimented on this one so much. It is a little bit more of a youthful, younger kind of scent, which I tend to lean towards. Not necessarily too super sweet where I feel like a 12-year-old, but I do like to feel more like, you know, 20s, 30s when it comes to scents, and not some of the much more mature, older type style scents. And this one is definitely one that's very popular, super affordable, and it definitely gets the attention. So I use the body spray, and then also I have the perfume. So comes in this bottle. One thing I also recommend, if you are still kind of trying to find your signature scent and not really sure which ones you like, I love Scentbird. So I have a Scentbird subscription, and what this does, it allows you to try different scents, but without having to fully invest into a full bottle, because of course good perfumes can be very expensive. And so this allows me to try the ones that I see people talk about and recommending like crazy, rather than me trying to just get a quick whiff of it in the store, because I have found sometimes if I smell a scent in the store and I buy it and take it home, it doesn't have the same type of scent that I felt like I've experienced in the store. So this is a nice way to try out some different scents. Usually they'll come in a little case like this. Sometimes they might come out, but this one happens to twist up. So super cute. I love because these also you can travel with. So if you want to just take one with you, I have so many different scents and different travel sizes that I don't really have many of the full bottle perfume sizes unless I just absolutely love it and just want to wear it all the time. But this is definitely highly recommend if you want to try different scents, but you know, don't want to invest a whole lot up front. And then one of my favorites, I need to get another big bottle, but I still have the little one. This is probably my signature scent, my signature perfume, because it's very soft, but it also just has this powdery kind of raspberry to me scent, and that is the Burberry Her. So I have this little travel size. As you can see, I'm out. I gotta get some more of this, but this is the little travel size Burberry Her perfume. And this one, if you don't want to again have something super overpowering, a little goes a long way. So you don't want to like do too much and get crazy with it, but a lot of people really like this scent, and a lot of people compliment me whenever I wear this as well. So definitely recommend. Some others that I really enjoy too are going to be the Versace Bright Crystal. Really love. I'll put pictures of them up on the screen. Versace Bright Crystal, Joe Malone Wood Sage and Sea Salt. To me, that's one of my favorites as well, because it gives you a little bit of that woody scent, but in a nice subtle way. So for me, it's a good scent for like beach, if you're going on vacation or things like that. To me, that's a really nice scent. And then Prada, I love some of the Prada perfumes, and again, I'll put those on the screen so you can see what my recommendations are. Hopefully that helps. That is, my recommendations. Let's get it together for the hot girl summer and spring. And of course, sometimes we have to do things a little differently when we got all the curves and the thighs and the, plump beauty that we have going on. So hopefully some of these tips and tricks will help to be able to tackle some of the issues or areas that you want to improve this spring and summer, so that you can have the confidence with having the smells and the looks to be able to give you the confidence that you need. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. All right, beauty. So if you stayed this long and made it this far in the video, I want to make sure I show my appreciation. So with that being said, I am going to give one of you guys 2 of the body butters, the whipped body butters from Be Rich Body Butters. Again, this is not sponsored, but I just want to share the love because again, I am so happy with this particular body butter, and I just love this brand. She is so awesome. And this is the sandalwood and vanilla. I'm gonna be honest. I love these scents, and so I hope you're gonna enjoy them as much as I do. But this is the sandalwood and vanilla and the cocoa cashmere. These smell so good, but they're so soft, so they're not gonna overpower what you're already wearing or conflict with any other scents that you've got going on. So how you will win, leave me a comment and make sure that you just tell me what you thought of this style video, but then also make sure you type Be Rich in the comments, and I'll know that you made it this far, and I'll make sure and put you in the drawing. and I will announce the winner of the giveaway in part 2 of the confidence series. So this is going to be the first video in a series of confidence videos. And once we get to part 2, I will make sure and announce the winner of this giveaway. So again, make sure, and I don't know exactly what day that next video will be posted on. So again, make sure you have your notifications turned on, but I will make sure and include the winner of this giveaway in that video. And of course, I could not end this video without a shout out for last week's comment of the week. So big shout out to this comment. Thank you so much for leaving this comment. It really, of course, made my day like it always does. I love seeing you guys go back and forth in the comments. There is so much love and positivity, and your girl really appreciates it. A lot of times those comments just make my day. So thank you so much for this comment. That wraps up today's video, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.